Good morning, students. In the last session, we studied about combustion. In this session, I'm going to teach about flame. So, what is flame? So, what is meant by flame? A flame is the visible gaseous part of a fire. So, it is a visible part and gaseous part of fire. It is caused by the highly exothermic reaction taking place in the zone. So there are endothermic and exothermic reactions. Endothermic means that reaction takes place with the help of heat energy. It will absorb heat energy. But exothermic reaction means it will produce heat energy. Clear. So that is the difference between endothermic and exothermic reaction. Endothermic, it takes heat energy. Exothermic, it release or it produces heat energy. So this is highly exothermic reaction taking place in the zone. Some flames are hot enough to have ionized gaseous components of sufficient density to be considered plasma. However, a candle flame which has a temperature below 1500 degrees Celsius produces too low an ion density to be considered a plasma. So we're going to learn more detail about the flames, substances which give out flames. The substances which vaporize during combustion give flames. Example, kerosene and wax. You can take two things. One is kerosene and wax. It burn with a flame. Whereas charcoal, on the other hand, does not vaporize and so does not produce flame. Okay, so some substances which burn with flame, but some substances which does not produce a flame. So which are the different zones of candle flame? You can see here, look at this. So it's very common when you light a candle, you can see that you will get the flame. So which are the different zones of candle flame? The down you can see innermost zone of unburned wax vapors, that is black in color. So the here, this is the innermost zone. It consists of unburned wax vapors, that is black in color. Second one, middle zone here, middle zone of partial combustion, that is yellow in color. Then here you can see outer zone of complete combustion, that is blue in color. So three colors, black color, yellow color, blue color. So here innermost zone, here you can see unburned wax vapors. Second one is middle zone. Here partial combustion will take place. Then outer zone, complete combustion will take place. Because of that, it's getting three different colors. Black color, second one is yellow color, third one is bluish color. Then you can tell here this is a wax candle. Here this is the least hot. Then the second one is moderately hot. Third one is hottest part. Then goldsmith blow the outermost zone of a flame with a metallic blowpipe for melting gold and silver. So usually the outermost zone, it is the hottest part. So he used that outermost zone for the flame with the metallic blowpipe for melting gold and silver. Then what is meant by calorific value? The amount of heat energy produced on complete combustion of 1 kilogram of a fuel is called calorific value. So what is meant by calorific value? So how much heat energy is produced on complete combustion of 1 kg, 1 kilogram of fuel? That is called calorific value. The calorific value of fuel is expressed in a unit. What is a unit? Kilojoule per kilogram. Kilojoule, kj. Kj means short form kilojoule per kg. That is kilogram. Kilojoule per kilogram. That is a unit of calorific value. Calorific value of different fuels, we told for 1 kilogram of fuel that if it is produced due to complete combustion, how much heat energy it produces, that is called calorific value. Here you can see cow dung cake, it produces calorific value, or it's for 1 kilogram, that is 6,000 to 8,000. Wood 17,000 to 22,000. Coal 25,000 to 33,000. Petrol 45,000. Kerosene 45,000. Diesel 45,000. Methane 50,000. CNG, compressed natural gas, CNG 50,000. LPG 55,000. Biogas 35,000 to 40,000. Then hydrogen 1,50,000. So these are the calorific value of different fuel. So calorific value means nothing but the amount of heat energy produced on complete combustion of 1 kilogram of a fuel. That is called calorific value. So it's different for different fuels. Clear? Then what are the disadvantages of burning fuels? Carbon fuels like wood, coal, petroleum release unburned carbon particles. These are pollutants and cause respiratory diseases. Okay, so these fuels like carbon, coal, petroleum, all these, they release unburned carbon particles into the atmosphere. It causes air pollution. Okay, it causes air pollution, and animals and humans or even the plant, they will they will breathe during the time of respiration. So what will happen? They cause different types of respiratory diseases. Same like incomplete combustion of these fuels, it gives carbon monoxide gas. It's very highly poisonous gas and can kill people who inhale this gas. So carbon monoxide is a highly poisonous gas. So if there is an incomplete combustion, there is a complete combustion, we told it produces carbon dioxide. But if it is incomplete combustion, what will happen? These fuels produce, it gives carbon monoxide gas. It is very poisonous gas and it can kill people who inhale this gas. Then other disadvantages, combustion of, yes, combustion of most fuels releases carbon dioxide in the environment. Increased concentration of this gas leads to global warming. It's a very common term, global warming. Why the global warming? It will happen, and also we learned about the ozone layer depletion, because carbon dioxide level, it will increase in the atmosphere or in the surroundings or in the environment. This increased concentration of the carbon dioxide gas, it leads to global warming, and ozone layer will become thinner and thinner, and also it forms some holes or openings, small holes in the ozone layer. What will happen? All the UV rays, ultraviolet rays or harmful rays, it will come and fall on the animals or in plant. It causes different diseases. Okay, skin cancer, skin diseases, etc. The next one is burning of coal and diesel releases oxides of sulfur and nitrogen, dissolves in rainwater and form acids. Such rains are called acid rain. So what is meant by acid rain? Because of this burning of coal and diesel, it releases sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide, etc. in the atmosphere. When the rain falls, along with these gases, it mixes or dissolve in rainwater and form acids. Sulfuric acid, nitric acid, like that, they form acids. Such rains are called acid rains. Okay, the acid rain, it will come and fall on the living organisms, that they will affect these or they will cause different types of diseases. Okay, the next one is global warming. Global warming is the rise in temperature of the atmosphere of the earth. This results in the melting of polar glaciers. So temperature, because of this carbon dioxide, temperature will increase in the atmosphere, and it will result in the melting of North Pole and South Pole. It is fully covered with ice or glaciers. Okay, so this result in the melting of polar glaciers, North Pole and South Pole glaciers. It will start melting, which leads to rise of the water in the sea. So when the ice melt, what will happen? Ice melting, and it will reach in the sea and leads to the rise of the water level. It will rise in the sea. Low-lying coastal areas may even be submerged under water. So these all are disadvantages of this air pollution or global warming. Thank you, students.